Oh, perfect. Well, you see who we have here this morning for music. Welcome the 360 Band. All right.
There's the chorus here y'all can all sing with. It's easy to learn. And if you want to get up and move, feel free. Ooh, I believe. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. We don't know what's coming. We can help shape what's ahead. With kindness as our currency, the Commonwealth is in our hands. So give a little, or give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Look up now, people. Keep your ear to the ground. We are the village growing, generosity abounds. So give a little, or give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Honey bees are sweetness, only to help the world bloom. Bringing love to the flower, from the flower to the fruit, we can learn a thing or two. So give a little, or give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. We don't know what's coming. We can help shape what's ahead. With kindness as our currency, the Commonwealth is in our hands. So give a little, or give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Ooh, whoa, whoa. Power of love. Ooh, la, 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 whoa. Kindness. Ooh, power of love.
That was really great. Thank you. And Michael, that bass, nice. I could feel it way over there. It was really great. Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the audience. We're honored that you came here this morning. And if you're out there watching, we're happy you're watching. So I am Reverend Dr. Mary Mitchell. I'm a practitioner here, retired minister, but a practitioner and in service to you today, as well as with Shirley and maybe, yeah, Christy? Okay, good. Here we inspire and empower people to live spiritually fulfilling lives. And the type of, if you read the newsletter this month or the next one, you're going to be in awe of how many ways we are encouraging you to do that. A great array of classes and workshops. It's just stunning. It makes me tired reading it. But that's all right. It's just a lot. It's really great. Okay, we'd like to invite the children forward, and Lindy's going to make the camera spin. So everybody wave to everybody out there in the world who's watching us this morning, and we know there's a lot. And we sing The Face of God. I might have the giggles this morning, I don't know. I'd like to thank all the other team members that were here very early, Lindy at the sound, and our Tesla guy at the board desk, and Ronnie and Doug at the greeters, and we have our kitchen cookies, a sorted group of people helping them at Quistons. And we have our wonderful musicians today, and Judy here to help with them. So we got a really good team here, and you can tell. If you have a cell phone, please turn it off or in airplane mode. That would be very nice. Thank you. And if you're new with us today, we have a wonderful friendship packet. If you just raise your hand, they'll bring you one. Anybody new? Don't see anybody. Okay, well, they're on the back wall, and it's the blue folder. Did I see someone raise a hand? Yay! All right, Doug. Ronnie. Okay, she'll get you. Welcome, welcome. And if you would like a tour of the grounds afterwards, just come up and see me and go, I want a tour, and I'll be happy to take you on a tour. All right. We have some focus announcements, and there's plenty of them to give you an example of what we're doing here. Christy Carr will be doing the 4 Agreements. It's a 6-week class with Don Miguel Luis's book, The 4 Agreements. Fantastic book. Starts Thursday, June 22nd, 5:30 to 7:30 for 6 weeks. And if you would like to help with the Hope Van, we help them on Breslauer Way, Friday, June 23rd at 8:15 in the morning, bringing food to those who are homeless and looking for a nice breakfast for the day. Oh my gosh, I forgot my props. Sorry about that. I was in the bookstore this morning. Lori's buying all kinds of cool stuff. But guess what? In this little container is a pinyon pine seedling, and it's a growing kit. And there's maples, there's all kinds of them in there for Father's Day, great, great gift for Dad. And then, Rich already said he wanted this. But these are little drinking cups, but they're made out of bamboo. And there's all kinds of them, and they're just cute as can be. So, Lori, you did good. You did good. She's really clever buying stuff for the bookstore. All right. Grace of Aging workshop with Reverend Sue and Shirley Wade's coming up Saturday, June 24th, 9:30 to 12:30, diving into conversations that will inspire you and enriching yourself in being with other elders and talking about life. Really a great time. And then Lori Beckman is going to be doing a herb container gardening workshop Sunday, June 25th, 1 to 2:30. And she's going to talk about propagating plants. That's fun. Planting seeds, cuttings in containers. And she's going to have a permaculture explaining permaculture principles. So she's really sharp when it comes to this, so we're really tickled she's going to do that. And then the men's group with Roy Wolfstead, Monday, June 26th, 7 to 9 p.m. And then Sharian Wyndham, our great watercolor artist teacher, she's going to do a 2-part workshop on two Wednesdays, June 28th and July 5th, 1 to 4:30. And it's about painting a picture from the first creative concept to completion. So you have a concept and then how to make it work through to completion. And she's really good at that, but you have to pre-register, please. We have an awareness newsletter folding day, and that is Thursday, June 29th, 9 to 11. Our newsletter goes out to several hundred people, so there's a team that comes in and folds them and gets them in the mail, and that's really helpful. So Lori has a lot of help with that. And then we have a real special guest, Paul Hutman. He's a PhD Buddhist, and he cares about caregivers, people who care for others, whether you're a nurse or you're actually like me, caregiving for my husband. And he's going to talk about Buddhism and burnout. Now, they aren't the same. No, Buddhism is a teaching, but some of us as caregivers have come across some burnout. And he's going to be talking about Zen Buddhism, how it transforms you in that effort to be a really good caregiver. It'll be Friday, June 30th, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. All right, lots of things going on. All right, we'll have a reading. Lori will do that for us. Christy will invite the bell 3 times so that you can take that reading into your heart. And then I'll do a spiritual mind treatment, and then we'll have Reverend Georgia Prescott. But let me first tell you who she is. I've known her for many years. She founded the Center for Spiritual Awareness in West Sacramento, and it's still going really strong. She did retire in 2022, and so we're just tickled that she likes to talk and travel. That's good. So the mission in West Sac is to serve as a diverse and caring community in which they share spiritual nourishment and celebrate all paths to God through the principles of science of mind. I've been there, and it is just one of the most gorgeous buildings. It's just huge with a diverse population of Sacramento. It's really nice. Up here we don't see so much, but in Sacramento it's really nice to see that. She also wrote a book, Powerful or Powerless, a spiritual, not religious, look at the 12 steps. She's also a life coach with Dreams in Motion, and she's on the CSL Diversity Commission. So we welcome her to share her thoughts on June's theme. The theme for June is self-care, and her topic today is pleasure. So I'm really looking forward to that. So, Lori, I'll take these with me.
There was a father who had 4 sons. He wanted his sons to learn to not judge things too quickly. So he sent them each on a quest, in turn, to go and look at a pear tree that was a great distance away. The first son went in the winter, the second in the spring, the third in the summer, and the youngest son in the autumn. When they had all gone and come back, he called them together to describe what they had seen. The first son said that the tree was ugly, bent, and twisted. The second son said, no, it was covered with green buds and it was full of promise. The third son disagreed. He said it was laden with blossoms that smelled so sweet and looked so beautiful. It was the most graceful thing he had ever seen. The last son disagreed with all of them. He said it was ripe and drooping with fruit, full of life and fulfillment. The man then explained to his sons that they were all right because they had each seen but one season in the tree's life. He told them that you cannot judge a tree or a person by only one season, and that the essence of who they are and the pleasure, joy, and love that come from that life can only be measured at the end when all the seasons are up. If you give up when it's winter, you will miss the promise of your spring, the beauty of your summer, the fulfillment of your fall. Don't let the pain of one season destroy the joy of all the rest. To be a parent is to be invited into the natural depths of divine creativity. Mothers and fathers inhabit the secret of God's heart. John O'Donohue, Beauty, the Invisible Embrace. Happy Father's Day to all those who have served or are serving in the calling of being a father and mentor here today.
Once again, we take a moment to remember that there's only one thing going on here, and that's the full expression of what we call God, infinite intelligence, that has taken on each one of us that has brought us not only into this life, but into this universe for a greater purpose than sometimes we remember, such as today when it's honoring Dad. All kinds of dads, all kinds of experiences, but being a dad is a very, very blessed gift to the world. All the things we've learned from our dads, whether they were here a short time or here a long time, or really great or not so good, but we've learned from them. We've learned to be a better person, to be the kind of person that we feel makes a difference in the world. That's why Father's Day is so special, and why I honor my father and your father. As I realize this today, it warms my heart with the knowledge that we're all in this together, and the greater love we can give each other on every day is worthwhile. So I'm so grateful, Spirit, for being part of this life, being part of just being here this morning. I'm so grateful, knowing the rest of my day flows with your grace. And I let these words be right now in my heart and yours. And so it is. Dr. Georgia, we are so happy to have you here.
I'm so glad to be here.
I'm glad.
Thank you. It's really wonderful to be here. And I just want to add my appreciation to all the fathers in the room and any women in the room who stepped in as father figures and did both mother and father duties for their families. I also want to just say it's Juneteenth, so happy Juneteenth to everybody in America, because that's an important day for all of us, black or white or brown or whatever color we might be. And finally, I will get to the sermon in just a minute, but finally I want to say this. When I walked in that door and I saw the little rainbow strip on your door, I sighed a sigh of relief. Now, it's funny because I am a mature woman. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I'm a mature woman. And you would think that I had gotten over any nervousness about walking into a church being a lesbian. But the truth is, it's ingrained in us. Are we going to be accepted? You can imagine if you all walked into a totally black church, and you would be happy to be there because you'd be worshiping God and you'd be learning something and you'd be being with people of like mind. But there would be a little part of you that would say, am I going to be accepted in here? Are they going to be okay that I'm in here? And that's how gay people feel when they walk through a church. And so to have that, I just want to say thank you. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I guess I do have one more announcement. The allergies are just kicking me in the derriere here. So if I start that kind of ugly cough, that sometimes people get when they start coughing and it's just you think that your lungs are going to come out your ears, I will step away and I will come back. But let's hope that doesn't happen. I have a cough drop here that may help that. Well, the other thing I want to say is I don't know how pleasure got communicated up here, but that's not the title of my talk. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Must have been my fingers when I came through the computer. The title of my talk is Love Points the Way and the Law Makes It Possible. Love points the way and the law makes it possible. It's another way of saying in religious science, because this is a phrase that Earnest Holmes used frequently, it's another way of saying our desire lets Spirit know what it is we want. Love and desire are actually, for the next 20 minutes, love and desire are going to be synonyms. Love points the way, your desire points the way, and God's operating system makes it all possible. because we know that all things are possible with God. Not a man or a woman in the sky, but a set of principles that if we cooperate with, if we're in harmony with, there's nothing that will stop us. We teach in this church that it's the Spirit's good pleasure to give us the keys to the kingdom of heaven. But what about when we don't know what our heaven looks like? It's very difficult for us to manifest that which we can't see, that which we don't understand. You know who taught that so well? Was Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. He did not say, I have a hope dream. I have a wish dream. No, I just have a dream. I don't have a hope. I don't have a wish. I have a dream that little black girls and little black boys and girls will walk hand in hand one day in friendship. And then he told us something else. He said, I may not get there with you, but I have been to the mountaintop. And I've looked over and I've seen it. I've seen love and how it works. I've seen people who can get together in respect and honor and not in judgment. What he's telling us is the mountaintop is our Christ consciousness. When we look out with our Christ consciousness, there's nothing that we can't see manifest in this world. Even our darkest secrets are signposts to spirit. Those secrets that we wish and we hope nobody knows about. You know, Reverend Georgia, you might think that's true, but, you know, I've been flirting with this guy at the water cooler, and I'm pretty sure, and he's married to somebody else, I'm married to somebody else, I'm pretty sure that's not a desire that Spirit wants to stamp with approval. And here's what I'd say about that. What Spirit wants to stamp with approval is what your desire is that puts you in that position of going to the water cooler. What you want is more passion in your life. What you want is more fun in your life. Maybe what you need is just more flirtation in your life. Go home and get that with your spouse. Go home and try, because that's your desire. Whatever it takes, make that happen within your relationship. Because love points the way, and the law will make it possible. Well, to experience our desire, we have to become better at swimming downstream with the current instead of upstream against the current. You know, because you've taken classes here, you've been coming here, you know that God has an operating system. There's a natural order of things. And when we're in harmony with that natural order of things, we stand a greater chance of creating and co-creating the life that we want. For instance, have you ever tried to hug your preteen in front of junior high school? Ooh, get away from me. It has nothing to do with your desire to be loved or his or her desire to be loved. It's simply not the time. It's not the place. You're outside of the natural order of what a teen needs, a preteen needs in their life. So today, to help us kind of work with the idea of going downstream instead of upstream, I want to talk about this concept called inverse paranoia. W. Clement Stone, the great metaphysician and businessman and philanthropist, he described himself once as an inverse paranoid. And what he meant by inverse paranoia was he expected the world to be plotting to do him good, not plotting to do him harm. That was his expectation as he walked outside the door every single day. Instead of seeing every difficult situation as negative, he saw for what it was, an opportunity to enhance his life, to empower himself in a greater way. We could end so much pain if we would begin to live as inverse paranoids every single day. I have friends who are holding on to their divorce stories from 10 years ago. And honestly, their divorce was miserable. But what's harming them now is not the divorce. It's the memory, the victim consciousness that they're carrying around about the experience of being divorced. Inverse paranoia is a medicine that can cure us from victim consciousness in our life. See, we begin to see obstacles as opportunities. Maybe your car breaks down. And instead of seeing, oh, whoever's going to come is going to, slit my throat and take my car and whatever it is, you think, oh, maybe my new best friend is, or maybe you're looking for a mate. Maybe my new mate is going to come and help me here. That's how an inverse paranoid thinks. Maybe your company is downsizing and you're getting let go. And instead of worrying about being let go, you begin to look at opportunities in places where the office culture might be better, the pay might be better, the treatment of employees might be better. That's what an inverse paranoia does in this life. Maybe you got dumped. And you think, oh my God, I'll never get over this. But the truth is, if you could be an inverse paranoid, you might find that person who can actually hold a job, who actually can be the person that you want them to be in your life. I have a friend, Mary may know her. She's a colleague. She passed during COVID. She's an African-American minister in Charlottesville, North Carolina. And she said she did an experiment one year. Every day, 3 days a week, she would go out as a black woman. And the other 4 days a week, she would go out as a child of God. She said when she went out with the consciousness of being a black woman, people treated her in the way that people in Charlotte treated black people. They wouldn't put the change in her hand. They would put it on the counter. They would follow her around stores. They would not look at her and make her invisible. She said on the days that she went out as a child of God, none of that happened. People were happy to see her. How did that happen? She was an inverse paranoid. She expected the world to plot to do her good. If we would approach everything and everyone as somebody who's showing up to bring us good, we would know peace. Our lives would be enhanced. So I encourage you every day, wake up. And as you do your morning welcome to the world, just announce, I'm an inverse paranoid today. And I'm going to be that all damn day long. The second awareness I want to work with to help us swim downstream as opposed to upstream is for us to begin to evaluate how often we're inside or outside of our comfort zone. Everybody has a comfort zone. Think of your comfort zone as a prison, largely created by you, with a lot of have-nots, can'ts, must-nots, should-nots, wish I hadn'ts. All of those are feelings that are unfounded beliefs in who we are in that moment. It's a prison. Keeps us stuck from moving forward. Maybe you've heard the story about the fleas. There's a story about a group of scientists who stood around a table and a jar of fleas was on the table. And they're all in their starched white coats and they have their clipboards and they're taking notes on these fleas. And the fleas would jump up and hit their little flea heads on the top of the jar and fall back down. They'd jump up, hit their little flea heads, fall down. Jump up, and they'd mark it all. They did this 45 minutes. The 45 minutes of fleas would jump up and just fall back down. Then they took the lid off the jar after 45 minutes, and you know what happened? The fleas would only jump to as high as the lid on the jar was, and they'd fall back down. You and I can get that way. We can get so programmed to our limitations that we begin to think that they're normal, that that's the only way they can do it. Our comfort zone works the same way the thermostat in your house works. You know, the thermostat in your house or in the church, you set the range that you want. And when the air gets above or below that range that you set, it sets a signal to the air conditioner or the heater to go on or go off. The same thing is true. Similarly, we have an internal psychological thermostat that regulates our performance every day. Instead of an electrical signal to regulate our performance, we use discomfort. If we have discomfort, begin to feel discomfort, we pull back. We make ourselves smaller. Jack Canfield, whose dad was a cash register regional sales supervisor, said he had a salesman who had a $3,600 a month consciousness. And if he made $3,600 in the first 2 weeks, he would go play golf, he'd go swimming, he'd go do whatever he wanted to do for the last 2 weeks. However, if it came to week 4, the beginning of week 4, and he had not reached $3,600, he would work night and day to get the $3,600. That was his comfort zone. That was his limit in his life. You've heard that 80% of all lottery winners go bankrupt within 5 years because they're out of their comfort zone. Many of you probably have had this experience. I'm not really a spa kind of girl, and a person gave me a haircut, a gift certificate for a haircut at the church, and I thought it was a haircutting place. And so I went in, and they wanted to have me undress and give me a beautiful robe and a glass of wine. I've been sober for 49 years, and just the ambience. And I'm telling you, I almost drank the wine. I was so uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable because it was out of my comfort zone. And what that made me do is to become small and quiet in my life. To think even about getting out of our comfort zone, though, we've got to face the fear. You've all heard this. Face the fear and do it anyway. Bob Proctor, who is a great metaphysical teacher, said we come this way but once. We can either tiptoe through life and hope we don't get too bruised before we die, or we can live full out. That's what religious science is about for me. It's helping me live full out, because that's what Spirit wants for all of us in our life. And finally, cooperating with Spirit means this. We have to watch our mouth. And you've all heard this before. We have to watch what it is that we're saying. Words matter. Words matter whether they're coming out of somebody else's mouth or our mouth, but you know what? They matter a whole lot more when they come out of our mouth. Research tells us the average person speaks 50,000 words a day. 50,000 words a day. And most of them are negative. That's powerful. And I know that if I'm behaving properly, I can catch myself. But if I'm asleep to who I am and what's expected of me in the realm of spirit, I don't catch it. I don't catch it. And each one of those negative words, those 80% of negative words, has an impact on my life. Words like shouldn't, couldn't, they don't like me, I'm too old. Why should I do this? I've done it before, it didn't work. I can't dance. Whatever it is. We're not getting the message that love is what motivates us to do better. We have to transform our inner critic to an inner coach. It's not that we're not telling ourselves things that are hard to hear, but we're telling them with the understanding that we're coaching ourselves to do better. And to do that, we have to understand that self-criticism and judgment is motivated by love. It's some part of us that's trying to get us to do better in our life. We're just going about it the wrong way. Many of you have had little kids, or when you were a little kid, and you ran out in the street, and maybe your parents popped you in the behind. I know that's not popular now today, but I know many of us did that. Why did we do that? Because we were scared. Or if you didn't pop your kid, maybe you said, go to your room, or what were you thinking? Don't you have a brain in your head? Those are all messages that were trying to convey love and safety. They were just going about it the wrong way. Truthful motivates love. That was motivated by love when we yelled at our kids or when we popped them. We were loving them. We were trying to send the message, you can do better in this life, but it's not delivered. They didn't get the message and we didn't either. But we can. We can begin to turn those words around and know that whether they're negative or positive, they're really, the criticism is motivated by us trying, ourselves, not somebody else, ourselves, trying to do better in this life. I want to close with this. Every ill we have, every single ill we have in society and individually could be treated and solved by understanding this concept that love points the way and the law makes it possible. Let's take this message into prayer. There's only one spirit by so many names, Allah, Elohim, Sacred Grandmother Tree, God. Allah. I give thanks for this one presence, this spirit of love that is in and around and through every single person on this planet. The ones that I think are straight out nuts and the ones that I love with all of my heart. The Spirit is right there with them. So I make my affirmation. I affirm to myself that I will pull the good out of everybody I meet simply by showering them with love. I give thanks for this church. I give thanks for the people in this spiritual community who gather together to know that there is a spiritual solution for every problem on the planet. And more than that, that it's an opportunity to hear this great music today and feel the great presence of each other in this very room. I give thanks. I release this word into law, and together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
I am but a small part of this great big world as it slowly goes through the heavens. I'm bound to soil, rocks, air, and sea, held by so much more than their gravity, and I hold on with hands of love. I hold on with hands of hope. I hold on to sunshine bright, to birds in flight, to laughter's sound. Yes, I hold on to God's good ground. Each of us must take our own path, choose our different ways, yet we try that everything pivots on a miracle, and we hold on with hands of love. Yes, we hold on with hands of hope. We hold on to sunshine bright, to birds in flight, to laughter's sound. Yes, we hold on to God's good ground. I will play my small part on this great big world as we go spinning through the heavens. I'm bound to soil, rocks, air, and sea. Still I'm held by much more than mere gravity, and I hold on with hands of love. I hold on with hands of hope. I hold on to sunshine bright, to birds in flight, to laughter's sound. Yes, I hold on to God's good ground. Yes, we hold on to God's good ground. Thank you.
Better and better and better. You guys are awesome, just awesome. I'd like to invite the ushers forward if you might come. Gosh, that was good. You need to come back more often. I would love that. Yeah, really, really. Woo. So know with me as we prepare to give our offering this morning that our hearts are truly filled with love and appreciation, because what's offered here is for our spiritual well-being. We're filled with gratitude, knowing life stays in balance. As I give, I receive.
Well, I'm here on this back road, a few clouds in the sky. The hills seem so much drier than before. One is for back roads, walking here and thinking of something don't feel right anymore. Like the only way I know you is to stay so far apart. I guess I just don't know too much of you, 'cause we never shared the times that hurt, the tenderness and tears. That's not the sort of thing men do. So here's a gentle song for you, my brother. A gentle song for you, my friend. And as the road a hawk is flying, everything's so still, makes me want someone to share this day. Like a sister who has taught me much, or a brother I know well, where hugs and tears are all there is to stay. So here's a gentle song for you, my brother, a gentle song for you, my friend. As we learn to sing, gonna hear our voices ring in a gentle song for you, my brother. Now the sun has gone behind the clouds, I can feel the wind. Walking out here always brings me home. But now it's time to find some friends who feel the same as me. Makes no sense to walk this road alone. Here's a gentle song for you, my brother, a gentle song for you, my friend. As we learn to sing, we're gonna hear our voices ring in a gentle song for you, my brother.
Very nice. Wisely chosen for the day. Wisely chosen for the day. We give thanks for the offering this morning, these blessed donations given from our heart. And I know each dollar supports the spiritual family in so many ways as we grow together, pray together, and give thanks for all that the sender has to offer and blesses us with today and always. Thank you, God, and so it is. All right, we have the social hall open for some fun things to eat and to spend time together with each other. And Reverend Georgia, you're welcome to come with us to the social hall. That would be great. And Christy will be here, and Shirley. And for practitioner, if you would like a prayer, positive prayer, affirmative prayer, our form of, we call it spiritual mind treatment. And other than that, we have a closing song. And what do we got?
We got a song.
You got a song.
We're gonna rock out.
Woo!
And you got a song. Stand up and sing with
All
us.
right.
Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart.
And the world
will
be a better place.
And the world
Will be a better place for you
for you
and me.
and me.
Just wait
Just wait
and see. Oh, another day goes by until the children cry. Put a little love in your heart. You want the world to know we won't let hate grow. Put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place. And the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. Oh, put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart. Yeah. Put a little should look around, and if you're feeling down, put a little love in your heart. I know when you decide kindness will be your guide, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. Oh, put a little love in your heart. Just put a little love in your heart. Everybody now. Put a little love in your heart. Don't think. Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart. Yeah. Put a little love in your heart. Okay. Put a little love in your
You guys are fantastic.